Attack on a Tennessee Waffle House due in court today. Travis Reinking is being held in Nashville without bail. You're listening to ABC News.
Okay, so the big question for any decision you're going to make, is this actually going to work? Well, if you've heard about MediShare, which is a brilliant way of sharing healthcare costs, you may have wondered that. Does it work? Well, so did Dr. Stuart Hoover, who initially joined to save a lot of money. The typical family saves about $500 a month. Stuart saved even more.
When we first joined MediShare, we were immediately going from a little over $1,600 a month down to $460 basically a month.
So that's wonderful, but then his wife needed emergency surgery and the bills added up to $160,000.
So we were seeing the bills coming in, and then the bills were being paid. Portions were being shared, and the end result of this is this bill was taken care of.
Yes, MediShare works, and it's so easy to get your questions answered too, so why not? You can call right now, 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE, 877-26-BIBLE.
A weekend bombing at a mosque in eastern Afghanistan has killed at least 14 people. ABC's Tom Rivers is at the foreign desk.
The injured were moved to a nearby hospital in Khost. The powerful blast happened while worshippers were busy with prayers, and in other parts of the mosque, people had gathered to get their voter registration cards for the upcoming election. Afghanistan plans to hold elections in October, the first since 2014.
The NRA is urging a boycott of a Dallas restaurant. That restaurant, called Ellen's, started putting a message on the bottom of its receipts that said some proceeds would go toward organizations working for new gun regulations. Those messages started showing up just in time for the NRA convention being held in Dallas. Two big coffee companies are getting together.
Nestle has agreed to pay Starbucks more than $7 billion for the right to market, sell, and distribute Starbucks packaged products all around the world. The Swiss-based Nestle company, known for its chocolate, is no stranger to coffee. It owns the brands Nescafé and Nespresso.
ABC's Sharon Reed says the deal is expected to be done by the end of the year. Again, more than $7 billion. Billionaire Elon Musk's latest business may be candy. Over the weekend, the head of companies like SpaceX and Tesla tweeted he is super serious about starting a candy company. Some friends now say he was just joking around. This is ABC News.
Do you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes? The IRS has special programs in place that can eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. With a call to ATA, you can stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more, call ATA to see if you qualify. 800-805-1055. That's 800-805-1055. 800-805-1055.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC.
Well, with springtime here, head on over to Oakland Feed and Seed for the things you need. Things like grass seed and garden seed, 10-10-10 fertilizer and 17-17-17 fertilizer. Oakland Feed and Seed carries Kentucky 31 and Rebel Turf and 5-star blend grass seed. That'll look good, won't it? They'll weigh up garden seed by the ounce or by the pound. How much do you need? They'll weigh up grass seed by the pound. Whatever your needs are, Scott and his team at Oakland Feed and Seed will try their best to do it for you. Need strong weed killer? Get it by the quart, gallon, and this kills all. 2.5 gallons is only $49.99. Get rid of them quick. That fish box, 100 count, $19.99. Why don't you come check Oakland Feed and Seed out and check prices? All your animal health needs, from dog shots to wormers. And don't forget to pick up some fire ant control, too. They have what you need at Oakland Feed and Seed, Oakland Road, Spindale, locally owned and locally run.
Well, we are starting our day with some cooler weather, cooler than what we had on Sunday morning. Now, today is partly cloudy. It's less humid. We will call it comfortable. Our high should remain in the mid to upper 70s. And as we have low pressure in the upper atmosphere over the next few days, that's going to influence our weather and keep it on the cooler side. Mostly clear to partly cloudy tonight with lows in the low to mid 50s. Tuesday, it's partly to mostly cloudy. It's comfortable. Can't rule out a shower. The high temperature in the mid to upper 70s. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
We have a conflict in the weather reporting this morning. One source, as you just heard, says clear today. My forecast from the Weather Center says partly cloudy with scattered showers today with a 40% chance of that happening. I hope the other one is correct. No more rain today, but we'll see. We'll watch that for you. Isolated showers expected on Tuesday and only a 20% chance of rain on Tuesday. There is a 40% today and tonight. Right now we're at 53 degrees, mostly clear. here in the foothills on this Monday morning broadcast live from WCAB in Rutherford. Welcome, everybody, to the Morning Wake Up Call, hour number 2. Now I have these death announcements this morning. Mrs. Amanda Adkins Allen, 33 of Bostic, died Saturday at Mission Hospital in Nashville. The funeral will be conducted at 4 o'clock Thursday, May 10th, at Concord Baptist Church. The Reverend Travis Lapland will officiate. Burial will follow in the church cemetery. The visitation will be from 1:30 until 3:45 Thursday at the church prior to the service. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Services in charge of the arrangements for Amanda Adkins Allen. R. Boyce Harold, 88 of Bostic, died Thursday at Hospice of Carolina's Foothills, Forest City. Funeral services will be held at 2 p.m. today in the Salem United Methodist Church with Reverend Sam Burleson officiating. Burial will follow in Eternal Hills Memorial Park with military honors accorded by the Rutherford County Honor Guard and Masonic rites. The family will receive friends from 5 until 7 p.m. They did that yesterday at the mortuary, and the funeral will be conducted today at 2 o'clock. Paget and King Mortuary is serving the family of R. Boyce Harold of Bostic. Betty Lattimore, age 85 of Rutherfordton, died Sunday at Mission Hospital. Those arrangements are incomplete at this time and will be announced later by McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Services. Those are the death announcements we have this morning in-house. Complete information on these and others, if they become available to us today, can be heard at 11:35 and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report here on WCAB in Rutherfordton. Couple of heads-up reminders. The Memorial Day service at the Rutherford County Memorial Cemetery will be Sunday, May 27th at 2:30. Mr. Preston Holland, youth leader at Pleasant View Community Church, will offer the invocation. And the Reverend Ernie Cole, pastor of Mount Olivet Baptist Church, will be the guest speaker. Special music by Cosmo Panel, and the public is invited to attend this special Rutherford County Memorial Day program at the Rutherford County Memorial Cemetery on Chase High Road. The Willis Towery American Legion Post 74 has started a fundraising drive to repair the old Green Hill School. Over the years, the building has started to fall into disrepair. Some of the floors are starting to fall, and the windows are falling apart. If you'd like to be a part of this project, you can donate by mailing a check or donating anonymously at Wood Forest Bank at Walmart. Attention, Legion Building Fund. All donations are tax deductible, and a receipt will be given upon request. When finished, they'll mount a plaque on the building listing all donors. Any questions, call Douglas Seaboat, Commander Post 74 at 828-980-1187. Caller and report coming up in just a moment.
Like most other Democrat-run cities, Seattle has housing problems. Prices are out of reach for both renters and buyers, and there is a big homeless problem. They're everywhere. So Seattle City Council's come up with an idea. They are proposing a new tax. The tax would only affect the largest businesses in the city, supposedly. On top of what they're already paying, these companies would be taxed another $500 per employee. The revenue would be used to fix the housing crisis, supposedly, except it won't because they can't. Seattle's existence demonstrates they can't and don't know what they're doing. Now, the plan was moving full steam ahead until Amazon announced it is immediately stopping construction on the new facility they're building downtown, which put 7,000 new jobs at risk. Amazon's decision caused panic to erupt in Seattle's liberal corridors of power. The mayor is alarmed. She says that she's talking to business and labor leaders, anybody she has to, in order to find common ground. But remember, Seattle just saw a bunch of jobs disappear when they imposed a so-called living wage on businesses. It closed a bunch of restaurants. And here they are again. You see, liberals never learn. There is no common ground to be found with these people. Jeff Bezos, hold your ground, buddy. Say, folks, if you own land, I'm sure you would love to have the time to work it, develop it, spend time with it. If so, go see my good friends at Mahindra. Because for a limited time, you can get one of Mahindra's best-selling tractors, the 2555 Shuttle with loader, and get up to $9,000 off MSRP. With 55 horsepower, it's great for all of you hobby farmers. Plus, the 2555 includes an industry-leading 7-year limited powertrain warranty. Mahindra also offers a full lineup of tractors from 20 horsepower all the way up to 125 horsepower. For offer details or to learn more about the world's #1 selling tractor, visit MahindraUSA.com.
Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and test drive a Mahindra today at East Rutherford Equipment in Ellenboro, or visit eastrutherfordequipmentllc.com. That's eastrutherfordequipmentllc.com.
WCAB has been serving the community with family-friendly radio programming for 50 years. Thank you, Rutherford County, for making WCAB your radio station of choice. Turn it up. WCAB 590 Rutherfordton.
Hi, I'm Johnny Erickson Tata, and I have heard all kinds of remedies to help with my chronic pain, from Epsom salt baths, essential oils, to even sipping rattlesnake whiskey to combat joint pain. I have heard it all. And though some alternative treatments like vitamins and acupuncture have been shown to help relieve pain, not all are safe or even effective. Plus, some herbal remedies can interfere with prescription medications. It's why if you are thinking of starting a new dietary supplement or an alternative treatment, it's so important to check with your doctor or healthcare professional first. Also, keep track of any new symptoms to ensure that the new treatment is helping and not hurting you. From disabilitycampaign.org, do your research. Don't believe everything you hear, and always, always be safe when trying new alternative treatments or supplements. That's a hint from disabilitycampaign.org.
Here's what our customers think about McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC.
I love my McCurry Deck Buick.
I love my McCurry Deck Chevrolet.
We love our McCurry Deck GMC. We guarantee you'll love McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC for a city.
I am definitely a McCurry Deck customer for life.
I love the price and the McCurry Deck Customer for Life Rewards program. It gives you up to $3,000 or more in rewards.
Take the easy drive to savings. McCurry Deck for a city. Discover the rewards of being a customer for life.
Children's laughter, birds singing. Those are some of just the great sounds of springtime that you'll enjoy throughout the spring and summer. But if you are having more and more difficulty hearing those sounds, maybe it's time to make a trip to Miracle Ear in Forest City. Lisa Terry is the hearing specialist there, and she'll be glad to talk with you about what you think might be your concern. There's a free hearing test available for you. Just ask her about that. She'll be glad to review that. Doesn't take very long for that. Doesn't cost anything. And it's a good way to find out if you're ready for an instrument to improve that hearing. And if you are, then Miracle Ear is the way you should go. There's so many features you'll appreciate about Miracle Ear. Ask Lisa Terry about it when you're ready for a positive change in your hearing. Forest City office is 1512 West Main Street, Suite 102. The phone number is 828-368-4126. Miracle Ear with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau.
In January of 1848, James Marshall discovered a couple of gold-colored rocks that could be beaten into different shapes, but not broken. It was gold. The first mention of the discovery in a newspaper was on May 3. The California newspaper said that 7 men with picks and spades could gather $1,600 worth of gold in 15 days. That's the equivalent of $280,000 in today's money. Then on May 6, Samuel Brannan with the California Star returned from the goldfields stating that the diggings had full flowing streams, mighty timber, large crops, luxuriant cover, fragrant flowers, and gold and silver. He concluded by saying, "Great country this." On May 26, according to the Californian, the whole country from San Francisco to Los Angeles and from the seashore to the base of the Sierra Nevada resounds with a sword cry of gold, gold, gold. While the field is left unplanted, the house half built, and everything neglected but the manufacture of shovels and picks. That was the last report Californian newspaper made on the gold field because 3 days later the paper closed its doors. It seems everyone, including the editor, went to seek gold. With great joy, the California Star reported that their competitor was dead, and the verdict of the inquest was gold fever. But the California Star didn't have long to gloat, because in less than a month, the Star's editor headed out to the gold fields, and the California Star folded also. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Now it's 17 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Monday morning, the 7th day of May. Let's go to the phones and get started to find out what's been happening over the weekend. And Officer Willis is with us from the Sheriff's Department to get us updated. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. And yourself?
Yes, sir. Doing great. Tell us what's been going on over the weekend in your department.
There's 237 calls this weekend. 181 are in jail right now, and there were 16 arrests. As far as incidents, Stuart Reynolds of Byers Road reported larceny of license plate, a nail gun, and various tool guns. James Ramsey of Bostic Sunshine Highway reported identity theft and larceny of a washing machine, a dryer, and a license plate. Tamil Roberts of Railroad Circle in Mooresboro reported an animal bite where she was bitten by a cat. Charles Upton of Laurel Avenue in Forest City reported a larceny of money and debit cards out of her wallet along with a lady's wallet. Richard White of Raleigh Court reported a larceny of his blue moped. Heather Keterson of Hollis Road in Ellenboro reported a larceny of a 2002 gold Hyundai Accord. Jonathan Fish of Doggett Road in Forest City reported breaking and entering of a motor vehicle without permission. Lynn McDonald of Collins Road in Forest City reported, and Scott Holt of Columbus, North Carolina, was arrested on 17 counts of failure to appear on misdemeanors with secured bond of $8,500. George Dominion of River Landing in Rutherford was arrested for assault on a female. Chad Painter of Spartanburg, South Carolina, was arrested for contributing to delinquency of a juvenile and given a secured bond of $3,000. Holden Knighton of Hines Loop Road in Mooresboro was arrested for assault and battery and injury to personal property and received a secure custody bond. And Kyle Best of Church Street in Ellenboro was arrested for resisting a public officer and assault on a government official, and he also received a secured bond of $10,000. And that's it.
Officer Willis, thank you so very much for that report, and you be safe out there today.
You too. Have a good day.
Bye. And that's a report from the Sheriff's Department. Now 911 Communications Center up next.
When your name is on the company, you know you want it done right. That's what Hutchins Pest Control does. They do it right. Honest, dependable, and on-time service. They appreciate the confidence you have placed in them. They promise to continue being the best they can be in the pest control business. Honest, dependable, and on time. Call on them to get your home or office protected. Call 287-5171. Get a free estimate when you call Hutchins Pest Control. That number again is 287-5171.
Here's Candy now with the 911 Communications Center report today. Candy, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Doing good.
Good. What's on your report?
In the past 48 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications Center has processed 818 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 64 for EMS, 26 for rescue. For law enforcement, the Sheriff's Office had 237. Forest City had 153. Rutherford had 69. Lake Lure had 37. Stendal had 108. Our fire calls: Ellenboro responded to a motor vehicle accident, Forest City to a structure fire, Green Hill to a motor vehicle accident, Hudlow to 3 motor vehicle accidents, Ruston to a motor vehicle accident and a gas leak, and Stendal to a motor vehicle accident. And that's all we had.
Thanks, Candy. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
You know, folks have been doing business with Henson Building Material for a long, long time. They wouldn't do anything else but trade there. They love what they're getting, the customer service, the products, and the inventory, and they wouldn't do business anyplace else but Henson Building. And more newer people are beginning to recognize that same quality about Henson Building Material, and you can too. Henson Building Material has a lot of things going on over there, from electrical to plumbing to power tools to door hardware to cleaning supplies to cabinets to kitchen cabinets to fans. What do you need? You can find it there. In addition to that, great customer service. Now, they've got a lot of years of combination of service. So Darren Honeycutt, the manager, and his team have over 100 years of combined experience. A lot of things I could tell you about Henson Building Material, and I want to do that. One of the things I know they've included now is their Georgia boots, the very popular boots. If you know anything about those, you'll know that's the boot to have if you're working outdoors or construction or just for comfort. And right now, tell them I'm talking about them over here, and they'll give you a 10% discount on all their in-stock Georgia boots right now. 10% discount, that's worth going after, don't you think? Check with Henson Building Material. They're open 7:30 to 5 Monday through Friday, 8 to 12 on Saturday. And they're located right on Duke Street there in Forest City. Henson Building Material, more than just a lumber yard. When you do business, you'll understand why the folks have been doing business with them a long, long time wouldn't do anything else but trade with Henson Building Material. Up at the road a little ways from here, for a little ways from Bostic, is Washburn Store. Yep. Washburn Store. They've got so many things. Still got a lot of seeds, garden seeds for you if you're looking for that to set your garden out, flower beds, and those kind of. They got a great selection of garden seeds. They've got a great selection of seed potatoes and onion sets. Fescue, they got the creepy red and regular. Check with the Washburn Store. Do business with the good folks up there. And they got plenty of honey, molasses. Honey's a good thing to drink a little spoonful of that every day. It's good for you. It's good healthy. Molasses are always good on hot biscuit, too. Talk with them about their Hope cheese. They're buying and selling a lot of that. Rock candy is always available. Horehound candy. It's a great place to shop anytime for even just a cold drink out of the cooler there. You'll find some friendly, able, and willing to assist you with what your needs are. From a nail to a oil lamp and a pair of overalls, Pointer Brand overalls, you'll find it all the way through the store. Just go browse sometime, see what you find. Now here's Ruby Taylor with the report from Danieltown, SDO Fire District. Good morning, Ruby.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good. What's on the report?
Fire department didn't have any calls, and on my birthday calendar, I've got Robert Wright Jr. having birthday today, and hope he has a nice day. And the signs are in the legs today and goes into the feet tomorrow, and that's all I got, Jim.
All right, Ruby, thanks so much. You have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
You know, when you need a plumber, you want someone with a reputation of getting right out to you and getting the job done for you the right way. That'll be Olmsted Plumbing. Since 1973, the Olmsted family has been serving homeowners and builders with the best of service. From unclogging a drain to replacing fixtures and appliances to remodeling jobs, their top quality work, fair prices, and punctual service has made them the area's leading plumbing firm. Eric and Chad are continuing that family tradition, and they'd like to serve you. Call 245-7302. Experience plus equipment equals excellence. Olmsted Plumbing at 245-7302.
Get ready for those hot summer months driving with a stop at RS Speedy Lube, Railroad Avenue. The expression oil is being changed, air conditioner checked, transmission flushed, wiper blades replaced if needed, even a top-of-the-line car wash. All at RS Speedy Lube and Inspection Station, Railroad Avenue in Ruth. Take care of that car and have a safe trip.
Now let's head up toward Rumbling Ball. Beautiful up there this morning, Steve. How you doing?
It is. You've got a good eye for detail there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's beautiful this morning. It's 53 degrees and nice, cool morning here. And I don't think the high today is going to quite reach 80. So, before the rain gets here, we'll hopefully enjoy what nature has for us. We're pretty busy this weekend. I haven't received any reports of any problems, and that's a good thing as we start getting geared up here as we're going. We usually have a few bumps along the way, and I think we're doing okay this time.
Good.
So, Bills Creek Fire Department, they're going to do a fundraiser this Saturday at their fire department. If you see the beginnings of their new building they're going to put up there right next to their old building, the fire department, it's going to be a very a nice enhancement for the community. So I'm going to enjoy watching that as they build it. But this Saturday, May 12th, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., they have a breakfast and a lunch, and it's a bake sale, plant sale, and silent auction. They are very successful with these, and they'll be there for a long time there, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. So come on in and get you something to eat and maybe find you some good stuff for worthy cause. So we're all always glad to see when they do these because they're very successful, and it's always a benefit to the community, and people get something they want. So it's a win all the way around.
Good.
So we're I haven't received any feedback yet. We did a trail send-off, the beginnings of a trail. I don't know if they cut a ribbon or whatever. The Weed Patch Trail Saturday. There were several people who are going to attend in that. It's a 7-mile hike that they've expanded on our original trail that goes from the Buffalo Creek Road up to Eagle Rock. So that's a good ways, and now they're going to go to the town of Lake Lure. So that is a long adventure.
Well, that's a long mileage.
Yes, sir. I think that 7-mile part is only halfway, so it's only going to be for experienced hikers. That portion of the trail. There's other portions of the trail that's for all ages. And
if you walk that trail like that, will they give you a chance to stop up a little bit, and eat a liver mush biscuit or something?
Oh yeah, pack a good lunch with you and some refreshments, and you'll be good to go. Just if you eat the liver much, you only need a packet for you if you're going to walk with me.
I was going to share with you.
Well, that means if you're going to be double, you'll be eating double. It's good, though.
Yeah, everything's good.
Yes, sir.
Is everything else going on okay?
Yeah, I'm watching the garden over here that the garden club here at Roma Bald started. It's going great. So the deer haven't touched it, and my security guys have been watching it real good. They haven't always watched all the garden stuff as good as they're watching this. So I'm proud of them for maintaining the watch over, because it's too pretty for the deer to get.
Yeah.
Let's go somewhere else.
All right. Well, you have a great day up there, and we'll check in with you tomorrow.
Okay, Jim.
Thanks, Steve. Bye-bye.
Bye.
7:29 here this Monday morning. This is the 7th day of May, and the Braves did not have a good weekend. They got slammed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Johns beat them on Friday 9-4. They beat them on Saturday 11-2, and then yesterday they beat them 4-3. Now the Braves are off today, so they deserve a little rest, I guess, after getting beat up over the weekend. Well, if you're looking for floors that really complement your lifestyle, if you're looking for floors that complements maybe a new paint job you're getting ready to do, maybe some new furniture you're getting, contact Southern Carpet. They know how to line that up. They know how to compare things. They know how to help you with that decor. And they got a beautiful selection over there. And nothing compares to their in-store personalized service that you get. Long-lasting traditional quality and a great inventory. A beautiful carpet for one room or 20 rooms. If you've got a mansion, they got plenty of carpet to fill that. If you got one room shack, they got carpet to fill that as well. So whatever you are, wherever you live, don't worry about it. They got something for you. Go see them at 1512 West Main Street. That's Southern Carpet. The home of Bruce, home of Appalachian, home of Ceramic, home of Armstrong, and many, many more. More on hand, ready to install than anybody else. That's Southern Carpet. The entire team at Crow's Funeral Home and Cremation Services can help you with options available. They will help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved one. During this time, it's important to turn to someone you can trust and depend on. Crow's Mortuary and Crow's Mortuary and Crematory has a long history of trust and dependability. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory. That's 286-2304. Now here's Bob Hodge. He's over in the Hudlow Fire District area on this beautiful Monday morning. Bob, how you doing?
Oh, doing pretty good this morning. Hope you are.
I am, yes sir, indeed.
Well, you're looking good.
Well, thank you. I tried real hard this morning.
Oh, I know you did. I think sometimes we both have to try real hard to look good. Yeah.
We have to get up extra early sometimes to get it going.
That's right there. Yeah. Well, let's see, Jim, up here with our department and their territory, we answered a vehicle accident, Whiteside Road and Rock Corner Road. Then I called another vehicle accident on Highway 64. And then a vehicle accident called Old Ross Road and Old Ballpark Road. And that's about it so far this morning with the fire department. I want to say happy birthday to Brianna Watson and Cindy Goforth this morning. And Jim, things are running along pretty well right now, and maybe it'll stay that way today.
Well, I saw your lovely wife Saturday. I didn't get to see you, but I saw Jean in town Saturday.
Yeah, she went out there. I didn't get to go. I can't walk too well, so I just, she went, and she said it's the biggest crowd she's ever saw.
Yeah, I think
out there.
I think it was. Yeah, biggest crowd we've had, and most amount of vendors there. So it was and the weather was perfect for it.
Yeah, she said there's a big crowd out there. Had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
There Saturday, so I'm glad everything turned out good for it there.
Well, I'm sorry you couldn't make it, but I certainly understand.
Yeah. Well, I can't walk too well, and then I've got to go tomorrow to Charlotte for my pre-op. I got to have the operation on my kidney.
Oh, really?
Have part of it took out. So.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Bob.
Yeah, I've got a tumor on it, so I'll have to go to 24th to Charlotte to be operated on for that. So it's hard to get around right now too much.
Yeah, I can imagine so. So you're going tomorrow just for the pre-op? Is that what you're doing? Then the surgery's on the 24th?
Yeah.
Well, I certainly hope and pray everything will be okay, Bob.
Well, thank you. Well, you take care, Jim, and I'll be talking to you tomorrow or later there.
Yeah. Will you be on in the morning, or will you be leaving early?
Well, I have to leave pretty early, so I might not be on in the morning.
Okay.
I have to be down there about all day, one thing and another, so I might not get on in the morning.
Okay.
I know I won't tomorrow either.
Yeah, okay.
So,
well, that's a big city down there in Charlotte, so you watch it down there.
Yeah, it's an awful busy place down there.
It is. All right, Bob, we'll see you later. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
34 minutes after 7 o'clock. Sorry to hear that about Bob. I didn't know he was going through that. And we'll get to our next phone call here in just a few moments, right after we do this.
Gregory's Original Restaurant in the Park Lane Plaza is the perfect dining choice of Rutherford County. Greg offers all your favorite dishes. Try their delicious subs, grinders, pasta, chicken, burgers, fresh garden salads, and the most delicious steaks served with mushroom gravy or peppers and onions. Be sure to call on Gregory's for all your catering needs at 287-2171. Check out the website for menus and event information, www.gregorysoriginal.com. Gregory's in the Park Lane Plaza in Rutherfordton. The Recliner Center is happy to introduce new styles of Spring Air mattresses. Some come with the cool gel that you're going to love. Remember the days when you could flip your mattress? Well, Spring Air is now offering the flippable mattress. Check out these for a really great night's sleep. The Recliner Center is needing to make room for some new styles of lift chairs, recliners, and sofas, and you're going to get some special deals on the floor models and extra inventory in the store. Now, you always know you get the best deals in town at the Recliner Center, and now's the best time to go shopping. Check on the inventory of new recliners, sofas, and lift chairs coming in. Now, some of the styles have a new water-repellent fabric. Water beads up instead of soaking into the fabric. Leave it to the Recliner Center to offer you the best choices and best prices. Ask to see the new wall hugger style furniture. Hours are Wednesday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 2. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Now here's Sue Price over in Cherry Mountain Fire District with our morning report. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, Jim.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Hope you are.
I am indeed. You had a good weekend, I guess?
Yeah, we had a good weekend. Just kind of stayed in. Richard's been kind of under the weather, so we just stayed in. But till last night, Eva and Bert wanted to take us out to supper, so he's had that old cold. I don't think his turned into bronchitis, but he's coughed a lot and still coughing a good bit, but it's hard to get rid of it. I finally got over the cough, and that's a good thing.
There's been a lot of people had that bronchitis this year for whatever reason. I don't know, but
I don't know either, but it's been bad. Our little neighbor up here's got the flu and bronchitis, so
oh my,
she's kind of sick.
Mm.
One of the new children that we have in our family, so we hope she's going to get better soon. Well, I started out a little cooler this morning at 48 degrees. I had 60 on Saturday and 48 this morning, so it's a little bit cooler, but it's nice out there and beautiful morning, sun shining. Maybe we'll get a little bit of rain. We're starting to need some rain. Let's see, I don't have any calls from the fire department. I don't have any birthdays on my church calendar. John and Marlene Lell. So I hope those folks will have a good day today, birthday and anniversary. And let's see, nothing on First Broads. In my announcements, First Fairview will be having their Memorial Day Sunday, 6:30, and Monday through Wednesday will be at 7 p.m. So come on out for a good revival service. It's always good to go to a revival service and enjoy the fellowship and the service. And so far, I think that's the only announcement I have, Jim. It's just quiet and calm over this way, looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one.
Thanks, Sue. Enjoy your day as well, and I'll see you next time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
More than 1 million Americans have heart attacks each year. And if you or a loved one experiences symptoms of a heart attack, every second matters. That's why the emergency department at Rutherford Regional Health System is a chest pain accredited facility. What does that mean to you? It means quality care here at home that could save precious seconds when treating the symptoms of heart attacks. To learn more about Rutherford Regional and its commitment to safe quality care, visit myrutherfordregional.com.
It's time for you to test drive the affordable, fuel-efficient Ford Fusion from Sisk Family Ford in Forest City. Family-owned Sisk Ford can put you into the car you want with a payment plan you can appreciate. If it's a truck you want, get the Ford truck that's breaking records in sales. Ask about why the sales department is being bragged on with each and every sale that they make. They love your business at Sisk Family Ford, and it shows. New and used automobiles and an award-winning service.
Now at 7:39, and right here we have 53 degrees in beautiful downtown Whiteside Road. Let's check in now up at Union Mills to see if the wayward traveler has returned. Good morning, Brenda Kelly.
Good morning. How are you? It's so good to be back on my little mountain. I'm telling you, I've had enough of concrete bricks and high-rise buildings.
I tell you, I bet you had a good time, though.
Yeah, we had a good time, but going up, we had no problems whatsoever. Got up there right on time. Coming back, we had a 15-minute delay somewhere, then another 15-minute delay. Then we got down to Greensboro, and we had a medical emergency, and we had to sit there till the ambulance could come, and they had to take somebody off of the train, and we was there 45 minutes, so we ended up being an hour and 15 minutes late. We didn't get into Charlotte till 10 o'clock last night.
Oh, my goodness.
Then had to drive from there all the way back up to here, and I think I got in about 1 o'clock. I don't know. Time we got our luggage and everything from one vehicle to another. But
well, I checked all the news sources to see if you'd been arrested up there for some protest movement or something, but I couldn't
No, I
find your name anywhere.
I'm on that riverboat taxi. My nephew's the captain of it. I hadn't seen him since my sister died, which was his mother, which is 2.5 years ago, and I just couldn't wait to see him. And he's just a grin, and I said, "Oh, that was worth the whole trip."
And he's the skipper of that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, he's done that for years and years and years. This is a new one, and it's got a whole lot more technology on it than the other one. Mm-hmm. And he was the only one qualified to be the captain of it.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
But he sees a lot of people.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You know he does. Don't matter where you go up there, you see a lot of people.
Yeah, that's right. The weather was pretty good, though, for you all week?
Oh, it was beautiful. As a matter of fact, there was a couple of days it was like 94 and 95. Yeah. Hot.
That'll make you sweat, won't it?
Yeah, sure will. But I'm glad to be back home on my little mountain. And I don't have to look out every hunt a place that's got a little bit of real estate that's got grass and trees on it. I can just look anywhere and see it.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. Well, let's see, I've got 48 degrees on the front porch. I believe that's the same thing that Sue had. And I hope Bob's going to be all right. I knew he had this problem, but I hadn't said nothing because it wasn't my place to say nothing. But I hope he's going to be all right.
I do too.
Yeah. And in ways of birthdays, we've got Isabella Smith, Sherry Clubb, Connie Hendricks, John Byers, and Cynthia Goforth. I don't have anything on Round Hill, so we hope all these people have a great old big day on their special day. And in ways of announcements, we got a buffet breakfast at the Gilkey School Community Center. Starts at 7 a.m. and goes to 10 a.m. This will be Saturday the 12th. Adults $6, kids 6 to 12, 3, 6 and under free. All you can eat: sausage, bacon, liver mush, gravy, and biscuits, and all the trimmings. And proceeds go to help rebuild the old Gilkey School. Then we got a yard sale. Breakfast, biscuits, baked goods, and coffee from 7 until noon. This will be Saturday the 19th at the Union Mills Community House on Hudlow Road. And you can call Betty Owens at 287-5842 to rent a table for $5. You can set up on Friday evening from 4 to 6. And other than that, I don't have anything that I know of.
All righty. Well, you need to go back to bed and then get some rest. You were up late last night.
I know it, and I was up at 4:30.
I bet your dogs were glad to see you.
Oh, my old dog, he's followed me every step. He ain't let me out of his sight. Yeah, they're glad to see me.
They miss you when you're gone.
Oh, yeah, and they make you feel so welcome, don't they?
They sure do. They sure do. Well, listen, you have a great day and enjoy it, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.
Okay, catch you later.
Thanks, Brenda. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Health insurance is complicated, and with healthcare reform on the way, it's not getting any simpler. If you've got questions, we've got agents. Your local Farm Bureau insurance agent can walk you through the changes and offer you the right healthcare plan with the right benefits for you. Healthcare may be changing, but our superior service isn't. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Well, it's like summertime weather. Kids have t-ball, softball, golf, or tennis, and you have no time to cook. So let me suggest you stop by the drop-in for a one-topping pizza, only $7.99, or choose several or all 10 toppings for only $9.99. Into the specialty bacon, lettuce, and tomato pizza, regular or thin crust, only $10.99. Or if you're only summer diet, get the garden salad for only $3.99. 2-liter Sun Drops, only $1.49, or 16-ounce for only $1.09. The May Deli specials are these. Listen to this. Liver mush biscuits, 99 cents. Or fried chicken breast, 6 potato wedges, and a roll for only $3.99. And add a fountain drink for only 99 cents. Hey, kids, it's slushy season. Stop in after school and get a 12-ounce slushy, I can say that, slushy for only 99 cents. Soft-served ice cream in chocolate or vanilla, cones only 99 cents. This price won't last forever, so come by East Main Drop-In soon. Come on, drop in. Serving Rutherford County since 1981. It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide daycare services for an aging parent or loved one. Rutherford Life Care can be just what you're looking for. Rutherford Life Care offers adults a safe and fun place during the day for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and daily activities. Rutherford Life is licensed by the state of North Carolina Division of Aging. Call them today and let them answer questions you may have. That's 288-1697, 288-1697. Rutherford Life offers a staff of professionals who show the love and compassion that you entrust your loved ones to. That's Rutherford Life Care Services, located on Thunder Road, Spindale. Again, that phone number is 288-1697. Now we're heading toward Ellenboro this morning, and Luther Gilligan's over there to give us a report from the weekend. A lot of exciting things happened over there on Saturday, I hear. So, Luther, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, a whole kinds of things happened down here. A lot of good deals made. Everybody had a good time. Had a crowd together from one end of time to the other.
Good. I'm glad it turned out well.
Let's see who was. Man said he know most people been in Ellenboro since 41, since the bomb Pearl Harbor.
Really?
Probably more people ahead in time then. But we had a good crowd there. It turned out good.
Good.
I got good food, so everybody had a good time. But that's the biggest thing going on there. We'll do it again next year.
Good.
Let's see, our department, they weren't too busy. See, they had 3 medical, no, they had 3 assist 2 medical calls. Had 1 fire alarm. Other than that, they had a good crowd down at Oak Grove Saturday. So everything went good over the weekend. It's Monday now. We get to go back to work. It's all over. Look for another weekend next week. Let's see. We had birthday day to Cody Denner. He's having a birthday day, so hope he has a great day and enjoys his day. And again, there's nothing else going on. You have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Luther. Enjoy your day as well. I'll see you.
All right, take care now.
Bye. It's birthday time, anniversary time for this 7th day of May. Monday, the 7th day of May. Call your birthdays in, anniversaries in, and we'll put you in the drawing for those donuts from Granny B's. Daylight Donuts from Granny B's will be given away to somebody in just a moment. 287-3356. Well, summertime indeed is almost here. If your air conditioner is not working properly in your automobile, take it up to Ellenberg's Garage. They can work on that. They get you ready for hot weather driving with air conditioner repair. Don't suffer through the summer because Ellenberg's just right up the road there. If you need a transmission flush or new tires, Ellenberg's Garage is right up the road there. If you need your car lined up, Ellenberg's Garage is just right up the road. They've got this new state-of-the-art four-wheel alignment machine. If your car has a shaking motion, shaking and a shimmering, take it up to Ellenberg's Garage. You'll be back on the road with no time with a smooth ride. All size cars and trucks. It's a great company, great guys, and I know you'll feel comfortable about doing business with Ellenberg's Garage. You can't feel comfortable everywhere, but I know you can trust these guys up there. And go see them, and you'll find them at 110 Loing Mill Road. Maybe give them a call, set up a time to take your car there. It's 287-7996, 287-7996. 287-7996, and sort of tell them kind of what your car is doing, and they can diagnose it. They'll have you back on the road in no time. Meanwhile, across the road over here at Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supplies, they got all the propane you could possibly use for the cooking out this summer. It's fertilizer time as well. They got 10-10-10 for $9.48.9 for a 50-pound bag. You can get it by the ton if you need it. They also have the authorized dealer for Mary Tiller, the authorized dealer for Mantis Tiller. They're giving away a Mary Tiller here pretty soon, but you got to register to win that. No purchase necessary. They have your vegetable plants, seeds, shrubs, and more beautiful plants over there. All the Kills All 2.5-gallon containers over there, $49.99. New 3-point hitch fertilizer spreader, $4.50. Lot more stuff. Just go by. They're open They opened early this morning. Get ready for you. So go by and see them at Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supplies, Whiteside Road, Rutherfordton. That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today while they're fresh. They're good. They're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about. Happy birthday. Well, happy birthday this morning going out to Isabel Smith, Sherry Clubb, Connie Hendrick, John Byers, Cynthia Goforth also celebrating his birthday, and Jonathan Hill. He works at City Electric up in Morganton, but he lives in Forest City. He's having a birthday today. I want to wish Jonathan a happy. Chris Grayson of Sunshine's having a birthday. Noah Tom, just 16, a student at TJ. Aaron Bostic having a birthday, and Sandra Hughes over in Rutherfordton also celebrating today. So let's see who's going to win the donuts. We'll have that drawing here in just a moment. Stand by.
A successful man was asked the secret of his accomplishments. His reply was, good judgment. And where did you learn good judgment? He was asked. From experience. And from where did you gain your experience? From poor judgment. No one objects to getting ahead, but don't get ahead of yourself. It is the actual accumulation of experiences, including mistakes and misjudgments, that finally gives you the seasoning for real and lasting success, said Kenneth Gilmore. Scientific breakthroughs don't come as a result of the very first experiment. They are usually the products of many years of research. Repetitive trial and error were the forerunners of many success stories. Children don't become mature individuals overnight. They need training, discipline, practice, and experience before they reach maturity. We guide and groom them as we love them to adulthood. We don't plant an apple tree today and expect to bake pie with its fruit tomorrow. We need to water, fertilize, and prune it carefully. It needs years of growth before we can expect to harvest an abundant crop of its ripe fruit. We don't like to practice patience. We want everything right now. Yesterday would be even better. We live in an instant society, and so we sometimes think success in any endeavor should come immediately. But as Arnold Glasgow said, the key to everything is patience. You get the chicken by hatching the egg, not by smashing it. Patience is an art that we need to practice in order to become proficient at it. This is Bill Hostler with today's key to confident living.
And a big congratulations going out to Jonathan Hill. He works for City Electric in Morganton and lives in Forest City. He just won the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's. We'll have that certificate over here for you, Jonathan. Now stand by for the third hour. We got Terry Thomas on in a little bit. He'll tell us where some job opportunities are around the area. Also at the bottom of the hour, 8:30, Word of Faith Fellowship continues to speak out about giving their side of the story here on WCAB. No one else is giving them a chance to say their side. We are. We can hear them right here at 8:30, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The program is an ongoing series paid for by Word of Faith Fellowship. The views expressed on the program are not necessarily the views of the management and staff here, but tune in.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. More than 24 homes have been destroyed by Hawaii's Kilauea volcano. 1,700 people remain evacuated. It gave off a great show of spewing lava hundreds of feet in the air. CBS News correspondent Carter Evans is there and has more details.
At first glance, it may not look like the lava here is moving at all. It's cooled. There's a crust on top. But if you look at the leading edge here on the road, it is slowly inching forward.
The graduate student charged last week with defacing the Confederate Silent Sam statue at UNC's flagship campus will make her first court appearance this morning. Speaking last week to CBS 17, the accused, Maya Little, admitted to throwing her blood and red ink on the monument.
Did it because the statue is lacking context. It's lacking its proper history. The statue is built on white supremacy.
President Trump has until Saturday to decide whether or not the U.S. will pull out of the Iran nuclear deal. Abbas Milani is the director of Iranian studies at Stanford University. He says the Iranian regime is making profound challenges at home.
If the U.S. imposes new sanctions, clearly this will have a more dampening impact on the economy. But the Iranian economy is already on the verge of collapse.
Buses full of Charlotte-Mecklenburg teachers will head to Raleigh May 16th to rally on a school day as part of a national movement. Judy Kidd, president of the Classroom Teachers Association in Charlotte, tells WSOC News.
It's not a strike. It's letting the legislature know that their course of action is not well received with the people that they've been acting upon.
Authorities say a woman was killed when she hit a tree with her car after leaving the scene of a wreck in Greensboro. Marstella Armstrong was driving in the wrong lane and with no headlights over the weekend when she hit another driver. More than 130 people arrested in North Carolina on drug and illegal charges over the weekend. You're listening to NCN News.
Confused by all the talk about a good night's sleep? There's a lot of new mattress companies, but they're all missing something. They're missing expertise. Introducing Tomorrow, the new mattress and sleep system from Serta Simmons Bedding. Tomorrow is great sleep, delivered right to your door. Visit tomorrowsleep.com and use promo code SAVE for $125 off your Tomorrow mattress through this Monday only. That's tomorrowsleep.com. Transform your tomorrow.
First place in election reporting, first place in editorials, another honor for news enterprise reporting. Carolina Journal earned all 3 awards from the North Carolina Press Association. When Carolina Journal watches government, people pay attention. Available each month as a free newspaper, every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your #1 source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
The North Carolina Highway Patrol is investigating after a body was found in a ditch in Robeson County. No ID has been made. The president's pick for a CIA director appears set to answer questions in midweek when the Senate starts for confirmation hearings.
I'm Tom Foti. Current acting CIA Director Gina Haspel reportedly had doubts about going through the confirmation process because of expected questions about her reported role in what some consider CIA torture. Dr. Lawrence Corbs, a former Assistant Secretary of Defense.
I think there are people genuinely concerned about the message that it would send given the harsh interrogation techniques used.
But a half a dozen former CIA chiefs back her, among them Michael Hayden. He thinks she'd level with her boss, the president.
Gina Haspel is the one woman I want in that room when everyone else will be going into north-south Autobob and saying, "You're right, boss."
Before you head to a big box store to purchase your seeds and plants, the state's land conservancies and family farms hope you'll consider heirloom varieties. Nancy Long and her husband, Harold, exclusively plant vegetables on their farm in Cherokee County.
There's the ability to share with others by sharing the seeds and the stories and the memories. Like it might be, oh, these were, Grandpa's butter beans or Grandma's favorite tomato.
A frugal secretary from Brooklyn, New York, turned out to be a millionaire, but no one knew until she died.
Legal Secretary Sylvia Bloom worked at the same law firm for 67 years until she retired at 96, dying soon after. She always either walked or took the subway, lived in a rent-controlled apartment, refused expensive gifts. By mimicking her boss's investment decisions, though on a much smaller scale, the New York Times says she quietly amassed a $9 million fortune, most of which she has left to scholarships for needy New York students. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Mike Rayleigh.
We are country at its best with a blend of yesterday's memories. WCAB, Rutherfordton.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump this morning stepping up his support for his pick to head up the CIA.
President Trump is slamming Democrats on Twitter for raising questions about his nominee to lead the CIA, Gina Haspel, and her role in the agency's enhanced interrogation program. The president writes that Haspel has, quote, come under fire because she was too tough on terrorists, and adds that she is the most qualified person and a woman. Haspel was reportedly the head of the CIA's so-called black site in Thailand, where top al-Qaeda suspects were held. Her role in the so-called enhanced interrogation techniques at the facility is unclear. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
The Washington Post is reporting that Haspel offered to withdraw her nomination. Fountains of lava flowing right out of the ground in Hawaii. That's what it sounded like. The volcano blamed for destroying 31 homes near the Kilauea. ABC's Kane Whitworth is on the Big Island.
Potentially toxic levels of sulfuric gas spewing into the air, causing shortness of breath and skin irritation.
About 1,800 people have had to evacuate so far. North Korea today complaining about the White House. Officials there say claims that American sanctions led to the planned summit between President Trump and Kim Jong-un are misleading. Police in Missouri are searching for a suspect after the murder of an Air National Guardsman over the weekend. ABC's Will Carr says 23-year-old Cody Harder was stabbed to death during a road rage incident.
Police say it's likely that hundreds of people drove by as the road rage and then the attack unfolded. They're asking for witnesses to come forward with a clear description of the suspect that will help land him behind bars.
The suspect accused of killing 4 people in that attack on a Tennessee Waffle House. He's due in court today. Travis Reinking is being held without bail. And in Baltimore, investigators are trying to figure out why a pickup truck slammed into a Southwest Airlines jet after it landed last night. No one was hurt. The truck apparently ran into the plane and was stopped on the runway. You're listening to ABC News.
Do you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes? The IRS has special programs in place that can eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. With a call to ATA, you can stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more, call ATA to see if you qualify. 800-805-1055. That's 800-805-1055. 800-805-1055.
It's time
time to join the millions of people that meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Zoom gives you flawless video, crystal clear audio, and instant sharing across any mobile, tablet, or desktop device. But the best thing about Zoom? It just works. So ditch the distractions, join the movement, and meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Visit zoom.us to set up your free account today. That's zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
Warnings this morning from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu about a possible brewing fight with Iran in Jerusalem. ABC's Jordana Miller.
We are determined to stop Iran's aggression against us, even if this involves a conflict. Better sooner than later. That is the latest warning from Israel's Prime Minister. Netanyahu taking aim at Iran's Revolutionary Guards, accusing them of transferring weaponized UAVs and ground-to-ground missiles to Syria for the purpose of attacking Israel. His remarks come a month after Iran sent a weaponized drone into Israeli territory that was shot down. Israel responded by claiming a strike on a Syrian base that killed 7 Iranians. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
This will make you think twice before you pick something up. Just about anybody who sells you anything to eat will soon have to start posting calorie counts on menus.
The post those calories rules applies to restaurant chains, supermarkets, even convenience stores with 20 or more locations. Many restaurants already list calories, but federal law will now require all chains do that. It's been 7 years since the government passed the rule, but restaurant groups fought it, saying it was too hard to display all those calorie counts. Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
President of the University of Florida is apologizing for an aggressive usher at the school's graduation. The usher at times physically shoved grads off the stage if they were taking too long to get across. Many of the grads who at times were dancing were African Americans. This is ABC News.
With the stock market at all-time highs, cash in your profits now and invest in an asset that can potentially pay for up to 20 or more years. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you're an SEC-defined accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. Call now to learn how you can potentially achieve 20 or more years of income and deduct 100% of every dollar invested against all forms of income. Call 1-800-803-8511. That's 1-800-803-8511. Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Our sheriff, Chris Francis, is running for re-election May the 8th, and he is the only candidate who knows the office of sheriff from the ground up. Under his command, the last 7+ years, he has displayed leadership and management skills that has established a professional department. Morale is the best in years, and the crime rate is down. Sheriff Francis is a native of Rutherford County. He has a BS degree in criminal justice and has a sterling reputation in the county and amongst his peers. Give Sheriff Francis and his deputies a vote of confidence for the job well done on May the 8th, paid for by Ken and Kathy Staggs.
Life's always moving. Rush hour traffic, school pickups, and running errands. You're racking up miles. Michelin makes sure you keep up with the new long-lasting Michelin Defender tire with 80,000-mile warranty and safety you expect. Now you can enjoy the trip. At Tri-City Tire on East Mountain Street in Rutherford, you're always number one. Service you can count on at a price you'll smile about. So if it's a big job, small fix, or just some free friendly advice before you hit the road, take it to the pros at Tri-City Tire in Rutherford, and you'll get the peace of mind you deserve. Tri-City Tire has been serving their customers for years, but they still do it on a first-name basis and take the time for each and every one of them. Just come on down and they'll take care of you with a warm handshake and a friendly smile. Doing it right, doing it fast, and always at a great price. Your hometown local dealer, especially when you need one. That's Tri-City Tire in Rutherford.
Hello, this is Dwayne Hunt with Insurance Service Associates. Are you on disability? Or maybe you're on Medicare? Or maybe both? Come see me, Dwayne Hunt at Insurance Service Associates, about a Medicare Advantage product brought to you by Humana. Please give me a call, 245-5301 at Insurance Service Associates, 127 East Trade Street, Forest City.
Well, we are starting our day with some cooler weather, cooler than what we had on Sunday morning. Now, today is partly cloudy. It's less humid. We will call it comfortable. Our high should remain in the mid to upper 70s. And as we have low pressure in the upper atmosphere over the next few days, that's going to influence our weather and keep it on the cooler side. Mostly clear to partly cloudy tonight with lows in the low to mid 50s. Tuesday, it's partly to mostly cloudy. It's comfortable. Can't rule out a shower. The high temperature in the mid to upper 70s. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Well, our temperature continues to climb after tomorrow. We're up to 77 for a daytime high today. Right now we're at 56. Then tomorrow 76, Wednesday 79, Thursday 82, Friday 86. That's the way and 87 on Saturday of this week. So that's the way the temperature is going to climb all week, and with only a little slight chances of thunderstorm activity, isolated showers throughout the week. So other than that, it's a pretty good week weather-wise. 56 right now under mostly clear skies. On Monday mornings, we always love to touch base with Terry Thomas, who can tell us where some job opportunities are around the area. He's on the phone with me right now. Terry Thomas, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. We sure enjoyed singing at your church last night over in Shelby.
I enjoyed listening to it.
It was a great, great night. I enjoyed being there. Tell us where some jobs are.
Okay. In Rutherford County, we have a speech-language pathologist. This will be working with home health. This job does require a bachelor's degree, and you must be licensed in the state of North Carolina, and the pay depends upon experience. And we also have an occupational therapist, and this also is for home health throughout Rutherford County. This job requires at least an associate's degree, ranges from $52,000 to $71,000 a year, depending upon experience. We also have a branch manager position in the Far City area. This will be for Home Care Services Company. This job requires a bachelor's degree and at least 3 years' experience, and the pay depends upon experience. Over in the manufacturing area in the Far City, we have a product inspector. This job requires a high school diploma and at least 6 months' experience, and this job pays $10 an hour. We also have a bag machine operator position. This job also requires a high school diploma, and it pays $9 an hour. Then we also have a bag machine adjuster position. This requires 2 years of general maintenance and a high school diploma, and this job pays $11 an hour. We also have a financial services representative for a credit union in the Far City area. This job requires a high school diploma and or GED, and this job pays $30,000 a year. Over in the Columbus area, we also have a production worker. This job requires a high school diploma and at least 6 months' experience, and the pay depends upon experience. And these are just a few of the jobs that we have available at the Rutherford County NC Works Career Center. We are located at 223 Charlotte Road, Rutherford. For more information on these or other positions, you can call us at 286-3042, or you can go on our website at www.ncworks.gov.
Terry, thank you very much for that report, and I hope you have a great week.
You too.
Thank you. Terry Thomas reporting there from the job market there. 11 minutes past 8 o'clock here on the Monday morning edition of the Wake Up Call, hour number 3. And I got some news from here and there coming up right after these words.
Hi, my name is Steve Theodoropoulos, but you can call me Theo. I'm running for sheriff in Rutherford County. Elect me, and I will be an honest and hardworking sheriff. I will be accountable to the people. I will make our schools safer. I will get the drug problem under control. I will set up measures to stop theft in Rutherford County. I will have an open door policy, and I will form a citizens review board. I will support your Second Amendment rights. I have a true passion for the people of Rutherford County, and I will make it safer for us to live in. Paid for by Steve Theodoropoulos, Republican for sheriff.
Hey, what you working on? Only the most magnificent scratch-off ever. It's as big as a castle. Well, almost. With 44 chances to win and $1 million top prize, it has to be big and magnificent. I present the Big Crown Jewel of Scratch-Offs, the game of giants whose enormous size hold 4 games encrusted in jewels, the bestower of 44 chances to achieve victory, and the givereth of a $1 million top prize.
Wow. Rubies, emeralds, sapphires, diamonds? What's it called?
The crown jewel of scratch-offs. The game of giants whose enormous size...
Maybe we just call it Crown Jewels.
Well, that could work.
The Big Crown Jewel Scratch-Off from the North Carolina Education Lottery. 4 games, 44 chances to win, and a $1 million top prize.
Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning, including break-even prizes, are 1 in 3.32. Approximate odds to win the top prizes are 1 in 1.2 million. $1 million annuity prize with lump sum cash value of $600,000. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
I'm District Attorney Ted Bell. When I was elected District Attorney 4 years ago, I said we needed to be tougher on crime and promised that criminals who break into our homes would receive a mandatory prison sentence. I have kept that promise. Since I took office, we have sent almost 300 people to prison for breaking into our homes, over double the number sent before I took office. As District Attorney, I will continue to do everything I can to fight crime and protect our communities. Please vote for me, Ted Bell, for re-election as District Attorney in the Republican primary on May 8th. Thank you. Paid for by the committee to elect Ted Bell.
Some of the items looking at this morning from several sources. The Tron Daily Bulletin is reporting that a 20-year-old man is suspected of drowning Saturday while kayaking in the Green River Narrows, according to the Polk County Sheriff's Office. Matthew Ray was kayaking with friends and got caught in the rapids and is suspected of drowning. His exact cause of death has not yet been released, but they suspect it was drowning. The emergency call came in around 5:30 p.m. Saturday. Ray died at the scene after he was overcome by the force of the water and was unable to escape, according to officials. Well, there have been a lot of protests about the Highway 108 expansion, and more than 200 local residents packed the Foothills Wellness Center parking lot Tuesday to voice their concern over a North Carolina Department of Transportation proposal to widen Highway 108 between Columbus and Tryon. Most dressed in bright green Save Highway 108 and Lynn T-shirts and holding posters against the project. The rally drew people who said the project is not necessary and will destroy the rural beauty of the area. Dr. Joe Piccone, owner of Foothills Wellness Center, said he moved here from Miami for the area's way of life, and he wants it to stay that way. One thing I knew when I came from Miami was I wasn't bringing Miami with me. He mentioned companies such as Penny Insurance and Benson Produce. He said although NCDOT officials are saying the project will mean that 6 businesses and 4 homes will have to relocate, the current plan will wipe out 16 establishments because most buildings host multiple businesses. So they are protesting that expansion. Meanwhile, James C. and Deanna C. from Inman, South Carolina, are starting the weekend on a high note after claiming a $1 million prize they won playing $4 million platinum payout. James bought the $20 ticket at Deb's Mini Mart on North Carolina Highway 9, north in Mill Spring. They claimed their prize Friday at lottery headquarters in Raleigh. They had the choice of taking the $1 million annuity that has 20 payments of $50,000 a year, or a lump sum of $600,000. They chose the annuity. After splitting the annuity, they each received the first payment of $25,000. After required state and federal withholdings, they collected the check for $17,628. The $20 game launched in 2016 with 3 top prizes of $4 million, 5 prizes of $1 million, 1 top prize, and $1 million prize remain to be claimed just yet. A 23-year-old woman has died and another was airlifted to the hospital after a head-on crash on Highway 18 in Cherokee County Saturday morning. The coroner identified the victim as Joyce Renhannon Albright. Albright died at the scene of the crash. According to Highway Patrol, Albright's car was headed north on Shelby Highway when it crossed the center line and struck an SUV head-on shortly before 6:30 a.m. The coroner said Albright was not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash and had to be cut from her car. The driver of the SUV was injured and taken by helicopter to Spartanburg Regional Medical Center. Up in McDowell County, Gary Dean Jemison, 49 of Sunridge Drive, Marion, is charged with 4 counts of taking indecent liberties with a child and 1 count of secret peeping, according to the McDowell County Sheriff's Office. He is accused of using his cell phone to watch and record a now 17-year-old victim while she was undressing in her room. The incident started in 2016 and continued until recently, according to the report. Voters are heading to the polls tomorrow morning across North Carolina and right here in Rutherford County. Voters will go to the polls to select candidates seeking office. And one-stop voting concluded Saturday at 1 o'clock with a higher voter turnout than the primary election 4 years ago, according to Election Director Debbie Bedford. All voting places will be open from 6:30 until 7:30, 6:30 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. in all precincts tomorrow. There are more than 44,800 registered voters in Rutherford County, and of that number, more than 2,400 have already cast ballots in the early voting sites. 2,400 voted early. 4 years ago, 21% of Rutherford County registered voters went to the polls on the primary election for a total of 8,957 votes. In addition to selecting nominees to seek office in November, Rutherford County voters will also cast ballots in the 1-cent sales tax referendum, which is needed for building schools in this county. All revenues generated from the tax will be used only for urgent capital construction needs for Rutherford County schools and Isotherma Community College. If approved, the 1/4 cent sales tax referendum will generate over $1.2 million annually for construction needs. Among the 3 top projects for Rutherford County schools are a new RS Middle School, a new Cliffside Elementary School, and a new bus maintenance garage. The 1/4 cent sales tax means 1 penny of sales tax will be added to for every $4 spent in Rutherford County. The extra penny goes toward capital needs. And the good, of course, as those of you who listen to this program on a regular basis know, I'm against taxes unless I can justify where they're going and how they've been used. But this tax is a better tax than property tax. If this doesn't pass, the county commissioner will have to do something to raise extra revenue for the building of some of these new schools. And with the sales tax referendum on the ballot, everybody jumps in and helps. Even those folks coming in through here vacationing or traveling through and stopping and buying something, they help pay for these schools. All these folks coming into the equestrian center, they help buy and pay for the schools. If the sales tax thing does not pass and they slap a property tax on us, only those folks who own property will be paying. All these other folks who don't own anything, they won't be paying anything. And the travelers coming through here, they won't be paying anything. So it is a smarter decision to go with the sales tax than it is property tax, in my opinion. Registered voters will elect candidates for sheriff, district attorney, District 1 Board of Education race, and a U.S. House of Representative candidate. Democrats will select a candidate for the North Carolina State Senate District only. Voters registered unaffiliated can vote either Republican or Democrat Party ballot. 4 Republicans are seeking the nomination for sheriff, including incumbent Chris Francis, Wayne Guffey, Steve Theodopoulos, and Joey Brandel. District attorney candidates are incumbent Ted Bell and former Assistant District Attorney Garland Byers, Jr. 3 Republicans are seeking the Board of Education District 1 nomination. They are R.A. Henson, Brandy Edney Natty, and Drew Radford. 4 Republicans are vying for the nomination for the U.S. House of Representatives, including incumbent Patrick McHenry, Jeff Gregory, Ira Roberts, Albert Lee Wiley Jr., Seth Blankenship, and Gina Collins. Democrats will select a nominee for the NC State District, Senate District 47 that is held by Ralph Heiss. Vying for the nomination are Christopher H. Rumfeld, Cheryl D. Swafford, and David Wheeler. Those are some of the facts on news right now. Let's hear this word, and then we'll have the Sheriff's Report.
With today's hurry-up and undependable world, you need an insurance agency that will give you excellent service. Maxwell B. Hamrick Agency delivers the security and service that you're looking for. You'll always be in good hands with Hamrick Insurance. They offer auto, business, homeowners, health, and life. They are an independent agency with 3 locations to conveniently serve you: Main Street in Boiling Springs, Lafayette Street in Shelby, and Huntley Street in Spindale. Call Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance today at 286-2384.
One of the Carolinas' leading bark mulch manufacturers is Spindale Wholesale Mulch Company, 325 Spindale Street. They can accommodate any mulch project you may have. They carry single ground hardwood mulch, double ground pine bark mulch, color enriched hardwood mulch, organic topsoil, organic compost, mushroom compost, premium potting mixes, aged pine bark, and best start garden soil. These mulches are high-quality Appalachian bark that is blended for the best performance. Spindale Wholesale Mulch also carries rock, stone, gravel. Great prices guaranteed. See them today, open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday, 8 until noon. Phone them 287-3561.
Did you know that Rutherford County's largest pediatrics practice has 5 providers to serve the children and youth of this area? And even better, Rutherford Children's Care is welcoming new patients. With 3 physicians and 2 mid-level providers, the group is available to examine, diagnose, and treat patients from birth to age 18. Rutherford Children's Care is conveniently located at 162 Commercial Drive in Forest City, just behind Big Dave's Restaurant. To schedule an appointment, call Rutherford Children's Care at 828-287-9325.
Hi, this is Jennifer with Home Medical Equipment Staff at Smith's Drugs in Forest City. Did you know that we carry a wide selection that help your family members live independently and safely in their homes? Come by and look at some of our new products available at Smith's Drugs at 139 East Main, Forest City.
Fellow citizens, let's support our sheriff of 7+ years for re-election May 8th. Candidates that talk the talk have to walk the walk, and Sheriff Chris Francis has clearly done the walk. For accountability and proficiency, Sheriff Francis assigned professionals to supervise each division. This, along with training, changing to straight shifts, and upgrading of uniforms for better mobility, has increased arrest and lowered the crime rate. He increased the 1K9 unit to 4 and initiated a program in the jail to fight opioid addiction. Because Sheriff Francis cares, he lectures on various crimes such as scams on the seniors, domestic terrorists in churches, and how to safely store and dispose prescription drugs. His leadership and management skills were best described by a highly respected law enforcement professional who said that Sheriff Chris Francis is, without a doubt, the most dedicated, aggressive, crime-suppressing sheriff Rutherford County has had in the last 30 years. Vote for Sheriff Chris Francis, the one with proven experience. Paid for by committee to elect Sheriff Chris Francis.
Now here is Officer Willis with the Sheriff's Department with our morning report we recorded for broadcast at this time. Officer Willis?
There was 237 calls this weekend. 181 are in jail right now, and there were 16 arrests. As far as incidents, Stuart Reynolds of Byers Road reported larceny of license plate, a nail gun, and various tool guns. James Ramsey of Bostic Sunshine Highway reported identity theft and larceny of a washing machine, a dryer, and a license plate. Tamil Roberts of Railroad Circle in Mooresboro reported an animal bite where she was bitten by a cat. Charles Upton of Laurel Avenue in Forest City reported a larceny of money and debit cards out of her wallet along with a lady's wallet. Richard White of Raleigh Court reported a larceny of his blue moped. Heather Keterson of Hollis Road in Ellenboro reported a larceny of a 2002 gold Honda Accord. Jonathan Fish of Doggett Road in Forest City reported break and entering of a motor vehicle without permission. Lynn McDonald of Collins Road in Forest City reported injury to real property, damaging a washer, a dryer, and a stove. And Jeffrey Davis of Laurel Avenue in Forest City reported larceny of a polo duffel bag with the gym gear out of his car. As far as the rest, Natasha Stottholt of Columbus, North Carolina, was arrested on 17 counts of failure to appear on misdemeanors with a secured bond of $8,500. George Dominion of River Landing in Rutherford was arrested for assault on a female. Chad Painter of Spartanburg, South Carolina, was arrested for contributing to delinquency of a juvenile and given a secured bond of $3,000. Holden Knighton of Hines Loop Road in Mooresboro was arrested for assault and battery and injury to personal property and received a secure custody bond. And Kyle Best of Church Street in Ellenboro was arrested for resisting a public officer and assault on a government official. And he also received a secured bond of $10,000. And that's it.
Teammate Clint Boyer in the third for a lead after a 41-minute rain delay.
I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I've talked so much trash to him all weekend, and he's already told me the karma train is going to run me over when it started raining. But we had a fun weekend just because, you know, when you come to Dover, I feel like Clint is one of the people that you're going to have to beat just because of the fact that he's been so good for so many years here.
As for Boyer, he was the runner-up in the race. He said he was frustrated trying to move up toward the leaders for much of the race.
I needed a run in clean air to work on my car. You can carry momentum and do things that you can't do mired back there in traffic.
Daniel Suarez, Martin Truex Jr., and Kurt Busch rounded out the top 5. This is NCN Sports.
Warning. The following will induce a craving for high-speed fun. The Monster Energy All-Star Race returns to Charlotte. You've never experienced anything like it. More entertainment, including a concert by Cole Swindell. And a high-octane stunt show. The best drivers in the world battle it out for $1 million. The Monster Energy All-Star Race at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Saturday, May 19th.
Call 800-455-FANS.
Sometimes the simplest things can make the biggest difference. An extra pair of hands, a smile, or a shoulder. At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, we feel the same about home and auto coverage, affordable rates, trusted service, and local agents. After all, making one simple difference in your life helps you make a big difference in another's. Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
After squandering a 3-shot lead on the back nine, Jason Day finished with a 2-under-69 to win the Wells Fargo Championship by 2 strokes over Aaron Wise and Nick Watney in Charlotte. Day said he's got a couple more goals in mind for this year.
My next step is to try and win a major this year. It'd be nice to be able to, capitalize on, the good play. And if I can do that, hopefully the US Open comes around nicely for me.
Kentucky Derby winner Justify may face fresh horses in the Preakness. The news coming just a day after Justify raced to a 2.5-length victory as the 5-2 favorite. And of his 19 rivals in the Derby, many will be skipping the leg of the Triple Crown in favor of resting for other races. It leaves mostly fresh horses to potentially fill the maximum 14-horse field for the 143rd running of the Preakness Stakes on May 19th in Baltimore. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Well, we are starting our day with some cooler weather, cooler than what we had on Sunday morning. Now, today is partly cloudy. It's less humid. We will call it comfortable. Our high should remain in the mid to upper 70s. And as we have low pressure in the upper atmosphere over the next few days, that's going to influence our weather and keep it on the cooler side. Mostly clear to partly cloudy tonight with lows in the low to mid 50s. Tuesday, it's partly to mostly cloudy. It's comfortable. Can't rule out a shower. The high temperature in the mid to upper 70s. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood. We got some sun out there right now, 57 degrees. We're warming up to about 77 for a daytime high. There may be a little scattered shower developing later today. A mixed forecast today from two different sources. One says basically clear. The other one says there may be some rain, so we'll see which one is going to be correct. But the rest of the week, the temperature continues to climb. On Wednesday, it'll be 79 for the daytime high. Thursday, 82. Friday, 86. And Saturday, 87 for the daytime high in sunny skies here in the foothills. Again, right now we are at 57 degrees. It's 8:30. This is WCAB Rutherfordton. Welcome to the Word of Faith Responds. This series of programs will address the issues concerning the negative news reports. This program is paid for by Word of Faith, and the views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the management and staff of WCAB. Now here is Word of Faith Responds.
Good morning. It's great to be back. Word of Faith Responds. We've come to the airways to tell you the truth about our church members, and change lives. So many media reports and even television reports cast a shadow on the church, like what's going on in that secretive little town in the mountains and foothills of North Carolina. And we've come out for you to get to know us and share with you the truth about our church, what is taught in our church, how our members have lived, and bring you testimonies of lives that have been changed by the power of God and the gospel of Jesus Christ. We had Bernie and Sue with us on Friday, and I told them that every time I look at them and think about them, and I've known them both for years and years, over 25 years, and every time I look at them, I think of redemption. What you're going to hear today and on Wednesday is probably one of the most unbelievable testimonies of the power of God that not only changed 2 lives, but wait till you hear the size of the family that these this beautiful couple have, and what happened in the lives of their family. Sue is a pastor, and Bernie's in the ministry with her. They're in the ministry together, and what she went through in her life. She told us last week about being delivered and healed from cancer. She had the fastest growing kind of cancer, and with the chemotherapy, the doctor said maybe 6 months. Right. Even with the most use your microphone so they can hear you. Treatments, a possibility of a year to 2 years.
Maybe 2.
And you heard her say that she is totally cancer-free. She's a miracle. She's a walking miracle. She went through a lot of things in her life, and her testimony today will show you what happens when we make the wrong decisions and we go the wrong path. And so on Wednesday, you will be in for the part 2 here. And Bernie's life testimony is absolutely incredible, where this man has come from and what the Spirit of God has done in their lives. And at our church, we give glory to God because we know that only the power of the gospel of Jesus Christ can change our lives. When the Word of God preached enters into the heart of a man, it changes us. And that's our testimony, changed lives. So Sue, take us back to where you were. You started out with your testimony, and we ended up where some tapes came into your hands that began to change your life when you listened to the message.
Well, you've got to understand, this was a point in my life where I was really hungry. And we had been searching for a Bible school. My marriage was in total disarray. So these friends of ours from Tulsa had loaned us their apartment to take some time off, and I found some tapes in their library by Sam and Jane. And when I listened to those tapes, it was like manna from heaven. I had really been studying prayer, been crying out to God. These were hard times. These were very difficult times. And I prayed more during this time than I had ever in my whole life. And had found myself, laying out in my living room floor, just weeping and wailing and travailing. And I wanted to know more about these types of things in the scriptures. And when I listened to those tapes, it was on prayer, it was on groanings. There was revelation, understanding through the scriptures of the government of God, as taught in the book of Acts, in the epistles. It was life-changing. And I was so drawn after I heard those tapes. When my friends returned, I said, I need to know who these ministers are. Did not know they had a Bible school at that time. And so my friends returned. Things became a little more difficult. They came to hold some meetings, and my ex-husband was in sin. So during the time they were there, they did confront some things, and when they left, everything exploded. He was very angry, and it was always so twisted. I was always made to feel as if I was imagining things, or there was never anything concrete that you could put your finger on. So it was a very confusing time for me. So then they called and said, we're leaving Tulsa, and we're going to the Bible school in Spindale with Sam and Jane Whaley. And they invited us to come and visit. That was a major landmark in our lives, in my life.
And that's a powerful point in the church's history, because 1985 is when God spoke to our pastor Sam and told him to come back to North Carolina, and from there we know the rest of the story.
So we came up to visit the Bible school, and it was wonderful. I mean, the people were so loving and genuine, and we met Sam and Jane. They spent a lot of time with us that day. They were building their new building, and we got a tour, and it was just an immediate connection. It's really, you can't explain it in words, because it's something that God does. It was a supernatural, divine connection. And the people here it's like, Carol, I mean, I knew you. I didn't know you, but I knew you. I mean, when you know somebody by the Spirit of God, it is totally different. I knew this was where God had put me, had brought me, had drawn me. It was a time where God was beginning to bring me into His will. I had resisted for so many years the call of God on my life, and God took me through all these different directions for a reason. There was a work of God at every point. So this began our relationship here. They started having seminars here, and we began to come and bring our church. Everybody in our church was so hungry for what we were learning here, and it was just great. I mean, even in the midst of all the turmoil. So we started coming to seminars, and I developed a relationship with a lot of people here, with Carol, with Brooke, with all the people in the church. We'd come and stay with them and visit, and it was just a great time of growing and learning. So as things progressed at home, then it became known to me, which I had not known this. I knew there was someone else, but I did not know it was a young lady in our church. And this was pretty devastating, as you can imagine. So it came to a point, there was a lot of warfare, and you have to understand what I mean by warfare. I mean, the devil has a plan, God has a plan. And because my ex was not willing to come to grips with his sin and admit it and do something about it, and he had an opportunity to. Sam and Jane were never accusatory. They are not judgmental. They are not critical towards anyone. They are the most loving people I have ever known. And all they wanted to do was help him, to restore him, to get him back in the good graces of God. And he resisted that to the bitter end. So it really was a spiritual battle between light and dark. He was pulling to go in the direction to cover up sin. He didn't want his sin exposed, and so it was a lot of smoothing over. Myself and a lot of people in our church were pulled in the direction of really getting a hold of our lives and coming to know Jesus and living righteously, and that's a struggle. So this went on for a while, and then it came to a point, it was obvious that people in the church began to realize that there was a major issue. And I think at that time, maybe some people even realized who it was. So God put it on my heart to call Sam and Jane and ask them if they would come and have a meeting. And they did, and some of the ministers came. It was all scriptural. It was done exactly the way Jesus had taught us to do things when we have something like this in the church. And they came to visit. We had a church service. It was a very good service. And I had told my ex-husband after the service was over, we were going to have a meeting, and we needed to get a hold of some things. We went in the office. Sam and Jane came in, and Sam was so precious. I mean, all he said was, we've come to help, and we know that there's some problems, and we just want to help you. We just want to help you. And, of course, he became enraged, as always was the case sometimes when you confronted things directly, and said some very ugly things, and began to tell other people that were standing outside the door some things, that they were accusing him, that he was innocent and he was being accused. So it was a major blow up. But from that point, God really started taking hold of everything on a such higher level. I don't know how to explain it. He ended up leaving. And of course, that's horrible, when something is divided like that. The church was actually divided. And so it was really a matter of people making a choice between light and darkness. Do you want to go into the things of God in a deeper way and deal with your sin and get deliverance and let God teach you? Or do you want to play with the world? Do you want to keep your sin and pretend to go to church? That was really the decision that people made. And so after all of this settled, there was a remnant in our church of people that were so hungry for the things of God. And God immediately began to put the pieces back together. We began to learn how to flow in a completely different direction. God had us start a Christian school there where we lived with the help of Sam and Jane and the ministers here and the teachers here. They were so helpful, so supportive. And you've got to understand, all of this was done because of the love of God. There was no money involved in all of this. We weren't building businesses. We weren't making money. We were just serving Jesus, and so was everybody that we knew up here. So there was a lot of restoration. There was a lot of development that took place, and this went on for a while, and everything seemed to be going pretty good. And then God began to move us in a different direction. We had established so many solid relationships here with the people in the church and with the ministers here, and there was such a bonding that we knew that God was leading us to come here. And so I remember God began to speak to my heart, and of course I shared it with Sam and Jane, and they knew, and all you knew, everybody knew what we were getting ready to do. It was exciting. And I remember the morning that I stood up and said it to the church, and they exploded. Everybody was so excited. They said, "We couldn't wait for you to say that. We've been wanting to tell you that's what we had in our heart." And so it was quite an experience. That had to be supernatural. I mean, to get a whole church in agreement was quite a supernatural move of God. So it was amazing how God did it. I mean, people began to hear from God about when they were going to move, when they were going to take different jobs, how the children were going to relocate, and it went very smoothly. You would think that it would be a difficult thing to do, but it really went very well. And so we eventually all moved up here. It was in 2010 that we finally made the final truck pulled in, and been here ever since. Did not have a clue what God had in store for me. And I was friends with Bernie's daughter, Emily. She is a precious woman of God, she and her sisters and their whole family. And she's a praying woman. She'd been praying for her father, and she wanted the will of God for his life. He was in Dallas, and he was going through his own little battles out there. I did not know him. I knew Emily. I knew her sister Yvette and their whole family. And she had it on her heart that she wanted me to meet her dad. God put it on her heart. So we met during a November seminar and had lunch together with the whole family. And that started a friendship that I was really surprised. When we first met, it was like we'd known each other all our life. It was really a supernatural, divine connection. It was not anything that you would have orchestrated in the natural. So he was going through some things, and we started talking on the phone every day, going through scriptures, and that type of thing. So eventually God spoke to both of us to get married, and it's been wonderful. His family has received me like I'm a part of their families, and we all get along wonderfully. But I wanted to go back to a couple of things, Carol. One of them being during that time when the warfare was so great, there were days that I didn't know if I could get out of bed. I didn't know if I could put one foot in front of the other because of the agony of what we were experiencing as a church and in the marriage. Jane was such a faithful friend and a powerful minister in my life. And one of the landmarks that she taught me was Job 36. I would be frustrated. I would be upset. It didn't matter when I called, she would answer the phone. And she always seemed to have a word that would anchor me and help me get a hold of Jesus to take one more step. And one of those places was out of Job 36. And I want to read that verse. In Job 36, in verse 21 in particular, it says, "Take heed, turn not to iniquity. For this, the iniquity of complaining against God, you have chosen rather than submission in affliction." And I know God allows us to go through afflictions, and He allows us to go through things to change us, to purge us, and to test our hearts. Because of what I did when I was younger, getting angry and resentful, I couldn't afford to do that again. And this was a place of great change in my heart, where I learned you totally submit to God in every situation. I couldn't leave. I couldn't run. I mean, my flesh wanted to run. There were times I even considered, my friends had moved to the Philippines to start a church. I even considered just going and leaving the country. I mean, that's how bad I wanted to get away from everything. But God wouldn't let me. God had plans for me. And as I began to submit, that was one thing that she taught me that it changed my life forever. And I'm sure it's changed a lot of people's lives. There were times I would call you at 3 o'clock in the morning, totally tormented. You'd pray, you'd get your household up, and we'd just pray on the phone. And it was like a breath of fresh air. It was like I could think again, I could function again. Those are places that when you walk together in the Spirit of God, you don't forget that ever. It's an eternal, lasting place in the Spirit of God. But the other thing I wanted to make sure that people understood was about offenses. because the thing that got me in the condition that I was in to begin with is that I got offended about some things. And no, everything in my young years were not right, but you have to understand, when you form an opinion or you form a belief out of something that you believe happened, and you're not willing to change, it's going to destroy you. Because our opinions really don't mean a whole lot. What matters is what God is doing, what God is saying, how God is moving in our lives. And I never want to ever again judge anybody or have an opinion about anyone based on what somebody told me or based on what I read in the newspaper or what I see on the news. There's so many things that are said and done. My parents told me something when I was growing up, and I think there's wisdom in this. My dad used to tell me, he said, "Sue, don't ever believe anything you hear. And don't exactly believe everything you see. Maybe half of what you see might be true," he said, "and then you might be able to find the truth." And there's some wisdom in that, because we see things in part. We see from our perspective. We see out of what we know and our own experiences. I don't know what you've been through, or Bernie's been through, or what Jim's been through, or what Sam and Jane have been through. Who knows what they've been through? Only they know that. All I know about Sam and Jane Whaley is they are the godliest people I've ever met. And I know their heart. And their heart is they want to serve God, and they want others to serve God. They want to share the love of Jesus, and they want us to live righteously. That is a godly principle, and I'm grateful for that. My life has never been... Bernie and I talk about it every day. We're so excited. We're older. We're in our 60s. I feel like I'm 20. I feel like God's given me a whole new journey ahead that we're looking forward to. We learned a lot the last 20 years, 30 years, and we're looking forward to what's ahead. But I want to close with one scripture, Carol, if I have time.
You do.
Isaiah 44:20. This is what God put on my heart. That kind of man, the idolater, feeds on ashes and is satisfied with ashes. And this is the part. A deceived mind has led him astray, so that he cannot save himself or ask, "Is this thing I am holding in my right hand not a lie?" We are pursuers of truth as a church body, and the people that I associate with in Sam and Jane, we want truth. We never lock into an opinion or a judgment apart from asking God to lead us in the right direction. And I just want to encourage, I'm grateful for the people who are listening to this radio program and giving us a chance to share our hearts and what we've actually been through and know the truth about our lives. Our church is full of people. My church is a miracle. The people that came here, they came out of destitution, poverty, broken homes, drugs, all kinds of things, and they're living prosperous, happy lives because of the work of God that He's done inside of them. And we're extremely grateful to be here in Spindale, North Carolina. We love this place. We love the people here. And we just are shocked at the dissension and the strife and the bickering and the gossip and the lies that are being spread. It's unbelievable. And maybe you've been hurt. Maybe things have happened that you didn't understand. Go to Jesus. Stop attacking. Stop hating. Stop thinking that you're God and you can make everything right. You can't fix it. Only God can fix it. Ask yourself that question. Is what I'm holding in my right hand a lie? Go to Jesus and He'll show you. Only He can explain it to you. So,
when you went through what happened at the church, it was a dark time.
Yes.
I mean, a true minister of God will go into those places to help people no matter what the cost.
Right.
Or no matter the circumstances, and we've learned that. And there's a lot of people I've seen over the years in the ministry, when something happens and there's that kind of a problem, they turn away from it.
They don't want to get involved.
They want to go away. And then they hope it goes away, but it doesn't.
Yes.
And I loved what you said about it was handled according to the scriptures, exactly the way God tells us. And God had a way that it could have been done without having to bring it out.
And that's I'm so glad you brought it back to that. He had an opportunity to be restored. God's mercy was extended to him. Nobody ever attacked him or put him down or threw stones at him. It was only the love of Jesus reaching out for him to be restored, but he didn't choose to do that.
And God, one thing we've learned in the scriptures is that God has given us a will, and God himself allows you to choose what you want to do.
That's right.
And he's given that.
And I could have chosen to take a different path. I learned my lesson, and I pray that I'll never forget the things that God taught me. And you're going to hear from Bernie next time we come in his testimony. I mean, when we were on the phone together, during that year he was in Dallas, he opened up his heart to me and told me a lot of things about his life. We both just needed somebody to talk to. And, we trusted each other because we knew where we were walking in Jesus. And so it was amazing what God's brought him out of. I was shocked because I did not know him that well. And so I've enjoyed getting to know him, still getting to know him. We're still getting delivered. We're still dealing with sin, and we love it. We love the life that we live. We love what God's done for us. It's been major restoration, and we are happier than we've ever been and looking forward to the future.
And I know you can sense the strength between both of you, our listeners. And Sam and Jane have beautifully taught us about relationships, friendships, and marriage, and how powerful, how strong the marriages within the church are. And it builds the family, it strengthens the church, and it builds the community. Right. And Friday, you're going to hear from this man.
I do have one thing that I want to I do have one thing that I want to make sure that we get out before we leave today. The thing about it is that Sue had been divorced for about 25 years, somewhere in there. I had been divorced about 14 years. And she had said, I will never marry again. I'm going to make Jesus my husband. And I had said to myself, I will never marry again. I tried very hard. I thought I did everything that I could. And still I found myself divorced. And so both of us were not looking for any type of relationship. I mean, we were not looking for marriage or anything like that. No. But what God did in my life to bring me back home, to bring me back here, because I was here in 1996. And I, too, left because I was offended. Not because I wasn't offended at Mama Jane or Papa Sam. And we call them Papa Sam and Mama Jane because they love us like children.
That's right.
But I was offended at other things. The macho spirit. The you don't tell me what to do spirit. Because of where I came from. But the bottom line is that he had the grace and the mercy and the love to bring me back, to open the doors, and to totally make me turn around and change my whole life to a better life. So I just wanted to make sure both of us were not looking to be married, but God put us together. He said, you're to be married.
And God's plan is a whole lot better than ours.
That's right. And sometimes in the church, we're just all amazed at what the Spirit of God does in our hearts and in our lives. And things we thought were a certain way, and then all of a sudden the plan of God unfolds, and here it is.
That's right.
And, restoration is so powerful because you talked about circumstances that want to make you quit, that want to make you go hide in the dark. And when a mountain comes in our life, only the power of God and the Word of God can move that mountain. You had some mountains, big mountains. And, there's not a problem too big that God cannot solve it.
That's right.
He can solve it. And we found that there. Our church is full of hope.
Absolutely.
It is full of hope.
Yes.
No matter how deep the darkness is, no matter how strong the despair, we have hope. Yes. And it has been where people could come into an atmosphere to know you're not going to be judged. You're not going to be attacked. We're all here to find God. We're all here because we want to repent of our sin, and we're all here because we want to serve God. Amen. That is the New Testament church. That's the book of Acts, and we want to live that.
That's right.
I remember I grew up in the church. My dad was a powerful teacher of the Word of God and an ordained Assembly of God minister. And I remember as a little child reading the scriptures and listening in church, and I thought, what we would read about the power of God in the book of Acts and people's lives being changed and the miracles. And I would say, why don't we see that today? Exactly. And even some believe that was just for that time period and it's not for today. But we found it is for today. And if you believe the word of God, the Bible says God will reveal himself to you. And that's what's happened here. Yeah. And we've seen so many miracles. I mean, just the healing of the cancer, Sue. Cancer is devastating. Yes. The word, when you hear that word, everybody kind of, you cringe at that word. And you were told that you had the worst kind, the fastest growing. I mean, the power of prayer, the power of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that is what we believe at the Word of Faith Fellowship. We believe in changed lives. And if you read the book of Acts, everywhere those apostles and the church went, it stirred from it. The Bible says they turned the world upside down. And the true Christians, the true people of God do. That's right. And so we've come to let you see us, our listeners, and learn about what happened in our lives. We're not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Our pastors, they are not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And over 30 years, I have seen them in situations that were unbelievable, and they never backed up, they never compromised, and they stood strong in what they believed and what the gospel of Jesus Christ and the Word of God. That is the bottom line at the church, is the Word of God. And that's what you've shared with us. Changed your life, changed your heart. And on Wednesday, you're going to be touched. You're going to be touched that this man survived what the plan of the devil was and how dark his life was until he met Jesus. And this is a man here that God brought from darkness into the light. And his testimony is so powerful, because a lot of times in those situations, even for our own, for your children or somebody you may love or be close to you, and they have a devastating situation in their family, that's when people give up. That's when people back off. That's when there comes a separation and a division. And we go in there and fight for each other. We fight for the will of God, and we stand for the will of God. And when God's put us together, we hold true to those things. Yes. And so it's such a blessing. Well, we were so glad that you were here listening today with us, and we invite you to go to the website, wordoffaithfellowship.org, listen to the videos, listen to the testimonies, and we'll be back on Wednesday.
Message to the thousands. Call the WCAB Sales Department today at 287-3356.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The president's pick to head up the CIA, facing new questions about her nomination and getting more support from the president. Ahead of the confirmation hearing this week for Gina Haspel, there are concerns about her role in enhanced interrogations of terrorists. ABC's Mary Bruce with more from Capitol Hill.
There's no question that her confirmation has become a real referendum on the country's use of torture, but the president himself is coming to her defense, tweeting, Gina Haspel has come under fire because she was too tough on terrorists.
ABC's Karen Travers at the White House says the president is also going after the special counsel investigation into Russian meddling in the election.
President Trump says the special counsel